Lorenzo2cents 2025 Portfolio Performance. Ciao guys, welcome back to Lorenzo2cents podcast, and today is just a quick summary of my portfolio performance for last year. As always, go check Lorenzo2cents.com for the full article that anyway I'm going through it right now very quickly. So first of all, this is not financial advice, it's just for entertainment and informational purposes. So guys, do your own due diligence and research. Let's start. The target of this portfolio is to go from $50K to $1 million. Actually, I started with 50K euros. To be fair, I just keep to say dollars because it's more cool, but it's denominated in euro, my portfolio, just for you to know. So the goal is to reach the 1 million as fast as possible, of course, without taking excessive risk. What does it mean? Excessive means I don't want to wipe out the initial 50K, and I don't want to to have a persistent drawdown longer than 5 years. So 5 years is the time horizon, right? I'm checking my performance since the inception and on the 5 years moving average. But anyway, it started in the 1st of January in 2024. So for now we are just checking since its inception, that is slightly longer than 2 years. Okay, I believe this target is achievable by 2032, realistically, assuming no black swan or any catastrophic event or burst of any kind. So target and KPIs: 30% year-over-year return as minimum, and beating. I think this comes together with it, but I want to be sure, because maybe the Nasdaq or the broader market can have a 30% return 1 year. It's possible. So I want to have at least 10% higher return than the benchmark that for me is Nasdaq Composite. These are the goals. So now let's go to the performance. After a stellar 2024, I doubled basically the 50K last 2 years ago, and I invite you go check on Lorenzo2cents.com. I have a report of the performance of that year. So in 2025 was a more humble return performance, 34.9%. We must say that since my portfolio is denominated in euro, I got penalized by the exchange USD to euro. Since the USD weakened, my portfolio, I don't have the exact impact, but I think it's around 15%. So if we consider constant FX, it will probably be around 50% return. That is not bad at all. So, but it's okay. I expect, eventually, maybe this year or next one, the USD will become stronger again, and I can recover this 15% on my euros return. So this is the graph of the return, as you see, compared with the Nasdaq Composite. So Nasdaq did 20.5%. So I'm still, even measured only 2025, I'm still more than 10% above. And just to compare even with the S&P 500, it did 16%. So guys, I'm quite happy with this return. And but what I'm even more pleased with probably is that even during, I think it was spring, it was April probably, when Trump announced the Liberation Day with tariffs, that all the market went down. It is here. My portfolio held quite strong. It was still year to date better than the Nasdaq and slightly worse than S&P 500. So you would expect, since it is composed all by high beta stocks, that will drop more. while probably this is an indication that yes, these are high beta stock, but are quality stock that don't get easily dumped by the market even in tough condition. So now let's now review the KPIs since inception. So compounded growth. My portfolio 62%, exceeding the minimum goal of 30%, and the Nasdaq was 25%, so exceeding the 10% overperform that I want maintain compared to the Nasdaq. Now to the composition, just to summarize it, but I think the follow that the stocks that I own. So HIMS, Oddity, Tesla, Rocket Lab, Duolingo, Lemonade, Meta, Mercado Libre, and Nibius. And my liquidity is quite low, it's 4.6% exiting 2025. So what are the key moves I did during the year? I sold CrowdStrike, not because I don't believe, I still believe they are the premier business in the cybersecurity space, but the valuation is quite rich. I don't see that much upside compared to the other stocks that I have in the portfolio. So I'm quite sure they will keep doing well, probably appreciating 20 or 30% per year. But the other stocks I have in the portfolio, I believe they have more upside. So I prefer to use those money, that money for reinforcing the other positions. Then I sold Palantir, same thing. I still think that Palantir is evolving into the backbone of the US economy, but yeah, the valuation is so rich that, compared with the other stock, I don't think I would have had so much upside there. So it's the same. Maybe I will get in again later on this year or whenever I see the opportunity. Then I sold SIA Limited. Actually, I think they did quite good last year. I'm not sure, I didn't check it again, but I think they did good in terms of stock price. I just couldn't see a moat so strong, and I may be wrong on that, but I only invest in a few stocks that I feel comfortable, so I don't need to invest in everything. Then with the proceeds from these sales, I doubled down on Lemonade, that is my highest conviction holding. Tripled down on HIMS, same here, high conviction, maybe slightly lower than Lemonade, but still I think this is probably the one stock on the public markets that have the most upside, probably at all, right? So I want to be exposed heavily to it. Then I opened the position in Nibius and Meli, right? So top performers and top losers: Rocket Lab plus 143%, Lemonade is 60%, plus 60%. This is not the year to date of the stock, it's the year to date for me, right? For my portfolio. That for Rocket Lab, it could be more or less the same of the stock, because I own it since the 1st of January, and I didn't do, I believe, any moves on it, any sales or purchase. Could be different because, again, this is in euro, right? This is my position, so it could be slightly lower, probably is higher if you check the 2025 performance of Rocket Lab, but this is the reason. Lemonade, since I doubled down, I think Lemonade closed above again plus 100%. It doubled again, at least I believe, if I remember well, last year. But since I doubled down in the middle of the year, you see the return on my position is slightly lower. Nibius 59%, and Duolingo is minus. This is the only one that lost more than 20%. Minus 46%. Okay, just a note, I sold some puts and some calls. I did some options along the year, not that much, and this amount roughly to 2,200 euros of proceeds overall, additional to this position. So all in all, I'm quite pleased with 2025. Again, if I didn't get penalized by the euro-dollars exchange, I would have done probably around 50%. So it's a quite good return. And yeah, I'm excited for 2026. I think it will be even better than this. So follow me, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. Ciao guys.